Good morning, and thank you for joining us for our weekly press conference. Today, we're going to focus on press conference on the economic gains that the city has seen over the last 4 years. But first, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for coming to celebrate Erie this past weekend. Despite a few brief rain showers, for the most part, the weather here downtown was beautiful. It turned out to be a fantastic festival that really brought people together to experience our amazing city, its culture, art, entertainment, food, and music. We had over 70 band performances that were incredibly entertaining. Our main stage acts packed State Street for blocks with excited fans who definitely enjoyed the music as they sang and danced together in the streets. It was an incredible, uplifting experience. My sincere thanks goes out to the cafe board and staff who spent months planning Erie's largest festival. I hope everyone appreciates how difficult it is to carefully plan and successfully execute a multi-faced, family-oriented, 3-day event like Celebrate Erie. I also like to thank our Public Works Department, our Streets Department, building and maintenance teams who worked tremendously hard before the event to set up everything that after the event, and then after the event to clean up and restore our downtown to its normal operations. The City of Erie Police Department and the Erie Fire Department also did an amazing job planning for Celebrate Erie and keeping us all safe throughout the entire event. We also needed to thank our sponsors, especially our presenting sponsors, Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and AHN St. Vincent's Hospital, as well as our main stage sponsor, Northwest Bank. None of this would have been possible without their continued support. Not many cities can provide a totally free 3-day event that does not use any taxpayer money. We appreciate that our sponsors continue to support and play such a key role in the fabric of the city of Erie. And finally, I'd like to thank our volunteers who gave of their time throughout the weekend, doing anything that was needed to make the day go smoothly for all participants to enjoy. I especially want to thank Adrian Nannon, who was in charge of coordinating the wonderful event. Thank you very much, Adrian. And thanks to all city employees who worked on this and created a unique experience right here in downtown Erie. Now, for our next topic for today, we'd like to tell you about some of the encouraging economic news for the city of Erie. As many of you know, here in the city, our 6-word mission is build opportunity, restore hope, transform Erie. Our 2-sentence vision is Erie is a community of choice. We celebrate our rich cultural diversity, our welcoming, vibrant neighborhoods, our world-class downtown and bayfront, our excellent education for everyone, and our abundance of good family-sustaining jobs. Everything my amazing team and I do focuses on achieving this mission and vision for Erie, and our efforts are paying off. With us today to tell us more about how the city of Erie is improving is Chris Groner. He's the director of the Office of Development Finance for the city of Erie. Chris, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. And there is certainly a lot of positive development happening. All you really need to do is drive around the city to see all of the investment taking place and exciting projects happening. And we are excited to be part of it. Here are some of the ways that the city has been able to assist over the past few years. Since 2018, the city has been able to provide our businesses with expanded access to capital, nearly $20.5 million in flexible, low-cost gap financing, which has ultimately been leveraged to more than $105 million in investment, and that's just with our program alone. This secondary gap financing is critical to getting projects to the finish line. Capital is the lifeblood of development, and often our participation is what enables the primary capital sources to approve their applications. This is the key to unlocking frozen capital and is the true power of leveraging. Last year alone, through our economic development initiatives, we dispersed over $7 million in low-interest loans that leveraged and supported $20 million in investment in the city. In total, we have grown our lending capacity from a little over $6 million in 2018 to $24 million today. Those funds are dispersed in literally hundreds of projects throughout the city. Another positive outcome of the loan program is how we utilize the program income that's generated. In 2018, we created the flagship microgrant program geared towards small business. These grants are fully funded and sustainable through the interest from our revolving loan funds and do not rely on the city's operating budget. To date, we have given 141 flagship grants to small businesses throughout the city, totaling over $346,000. That $346,000 was leveraged to nearly $1 million by these small businesses. The program is flexible by design, and the funds can be used for equipment, facade improvements, advertising, training, hiring, and many other small business needs. We are also creating sustainable long-term tools with some of our allocation from the American Rescue Plan funding. This ensures that we don't spend the money once and then it's gone. We want to be able to use the funds over and over again and grow them. To that, we've created multiple financing tools, beginning with the Small Business Diversity Loan Fund, the first of its kind with the city. This ensures more access to capital for minority business owners. Thus far, we have provided nearly $1 million in financing to minority businesses and projects throughout the city. The Urban Core Development Fund is another new tool. This capital comes with very flexible terms that can help with providing matches for larger grants, smoothing out debt service, and tackling other challenges that often arise with larger developments. Our new Infrastructure Development Fund can assist with financing some of the most challenging aspects of projects, such as costly utility upgrades and other components that get the site shovel ready and are extremely hard to finance with traditional methods. But we also know economic development goes beyond direct lending and small grants. And to address other needs, we have also been able to provide support to other community development projects, such as over $20 million invested in the cleanup and redevelopment of the former EMI site and Quinn T. Also able to support the development of the Berry Global site and Savacchio Opportunity Park. These projects have resulted in new investment in underserved neighborhoods, and we're cleaning up sites and creating jobs. Roughly $15 million was allocated for assistance with housing, and that's through the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Erie. And to date, more than $1 million has gone towards funding 73 housing rehabilitation projects. Over $9 million has been allocated in investment for improvements to parks and public spaces, including the East Bayfront Greenway Trail, Groundwork Erie, and Love Your Block program. Certainly a lot of investments going out to the neighborhoods, making sure that these funds are getting to the intended neighborhoods and folks in our community. So while financing terms and availability is absolutely crucial to making a project go, it is not the only component to making it cash flow. The Local Economic Revitalization Tax Assistance Program, or LERTA for short, which was in its current version passed in July 2019, has helped to spur to date 613 projects, totaling over $323.5 million. This investment in commercial and residential projects span throughout the city. Of that amount, $270 million for commercial and $53 million in residential projects. What's encouraging is so far 2/3 of those permits have actually been for residential projects. That is encouraging because it is showing that folks have a willingness to invest in their homes, and that is vital to keeping our neighborhoods at the level we would like. The program and the investments have also helped to incentivize and have led to the addition of 440 new employers in the city since 2020. That's 440 new employers in the last 4 years. That has resulted in the creation of over 1,400 new jobs in the city as well. So it is clear LRTA has certainly been a productive tool in spurring both commercial and residential development. And while this is certainly a positive step in the right direction, we do realize that LRTA alone cannot address all of our economic challenges. Other tools must be secured and developed. And that is why we are working closely with our state representatives, Bob Murski and Pat Harkins, and State Senator Dan Laughlin, towards the application and eventually securing a City Revitalization and Improvement Zone, or CRIZ for short. If approved, this would bring millions of dollars in sustainable and predictable funding for economic development back into the city every year. The importance of having sustainability and predictability with long-term projects can't be understated. We would finally have a tool that could really help us finance large projects moving forward. So the takeaway is this. There's certainly a lot going on, and for business owners, there is a lot to navigate. But you do not need to tackle this by yourself. And I do encourage business owners to reach out. Let's discuss your plans. Let's go over your capital needs. Let's talk about site selection. Let's talk about your business plan. And overall, let's find a path forward. We have the resources and we want to help you succeed. So I encourage you to reach out. You can email me directly at cgroner@erie.pa.us. That's cgroner@erie.pa.us. Or call me directly at 814-870-1272. I definitely look forward to hearing from you and helping you succeed with your project. And at this point, I'd like to turn it back over to the mayor. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Chris. It's nice to see the programs we have put in place here in the city of Erie and effective, producing more jobs and attracting employers to our city. You mentioned 440 new employers since 2020 and over 1,400 more people employed. We are on a great trajectory, and I really appreciate you leading it, Chris. Thanks very much. Erie has much to offer. I urge any business that is considering developing a plan to expand the city of Erie to contact Chris at City Hall to see how we may be able to help in that process. And as Chris mentioned, his phone number is 814-870-1272. The revitalization of Erie is underway, and I assure you that there are many, many more great things that are on the way here. That concludes this week's press conference. Please continue to follow us on social media for the latest updates on everything happening here in the city of Erie. Chris and I are now available for interviews. Thanks very much for being here and for watching. Appreciate it.